All right, ladies and gentlemen, Fabs in the house, and welcome back to the channel. Today, look at this. I'm in the house with something nice. I've got Oeser, KickStop, React. Where is it? Right over here. F22 in the house. I'm gonna check it out right away. I'm gonna look at the sound, the feel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Fabs in the house, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm in the house with something pretty cool. Right over here, I got the Oeser KickStop React made F22 right inside this box. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check out the look, the sound, the feel, and you know what you guys can check out? Fablades.com and see what is going up there. So let's see this fella right over here. It comes with this nice box with the magnetic flap, logos, some informations. It's padded right over here and spongy up top. So pretty cool box. And here we have this nice guy. Look at this. It looks pretty cool. Let's just check the measurements because we got 8 centimeters, pretty much 8.2 long blade and a handle of what is that, 12 centimeters. So overall this fella is 20 centimeters, not super small. For example, you guys get to see a small Sebenza 21 and a large Sebenza right up top. Yeah, it's right in the middle, so it's not like too small, not too big. It's pretty fine. I'm just gonna show you very small, very few knives for size comparison because I mean, just Chris Reeve knives, Shirogorov, they're enough, right? F3, Neon. What do you want to know about knife size? This is going to be a clear idea of the size of this fella, which is, I have to say, made by Riyadh, of course, very well made. 385 bucks if you want to get it new. What is this guy? This is Oeser. Jared Oeser F22 with a KickStop from Lee Williams, made in a accessible package by Riyadh. It is, I would say, a liner lock with this protruding, right? I wouldn't call this, yeah, I would say liner lock, right? You get some nice carbon fiber scales. Look at this, very smooth, nicely done. Look at this shield. This thing is screwed in from the inside, by the way. Nicely done. You get a pivot with some nice colors, both sides, nice and shiny. It's very well made. It's contoured, so it's not just flat, so it's gonna feel pretty good in the hand. It's nicely rounded off all around the edges, so yeah, it's pretty sleek. You have of course, as we said, this flipper tab right over here, which is a KickStop technology, let's say. So it basically hides, look at this, when you deploy the blade, right? Because it's just gonna get in touch right there and just hide along the back of the handle. So pretty slick looking. Looks kind of like a slip joint when it's open, but no, it's a flipper. And with a nice flipper tab, nice jimping going on over here. It's not chamfered, but it's gonna do the job pretty nicely. It's snappy. You have a pretty good manufacturing skills going on in this one. Yes, it's 385 bucks. It's not cheap, but you get some nice materials, some nice finishes, well put together. I don't see any. You see, it's pretty flush all the way around, nicely chamfered on the inside. There's no internal skeletonization going on in the liners, but still, it's fine. The shield feels pretty good. You have simple construction. Outside you have this, I believe it's a T9 and a T10. Right over here to take off this scale, you're gonna get a couple of T6 underneath to take care of if you wanna just, take it apart and clean it up. You can also, by the way, check out my maintenance video and you're gonna be done. It's pretty straightforward, really. It has tiny bearings. Check out how tiny they are, but still, the action is pretty good. Also, what is good is that there is a stainless steel lock face insert. Look at that, it's nicely done. The thing that is not like super, and you probably guessed it, yeah, it's the accessibility to the lock bar. Because, for example, yeah, let's talk about accessibility. Right over here, you can just easily access that and get your knife close. In this case, you gotta have to work your way a little bit inside this little crevice and then disengage the lock bar. But there's, see, 4 dimples right over there, kind of like acting as a jimping kind of thing, which, yeah, adds a little bit of traction, which is good. I like this thing, this little accent, you know, coming out, popping out from the carbon fiber on the lock side. I don't mind it. I like the little logo right over there on both sides of the blade. It's the only, you know, billboarding going on over here. The clip, yeah, I don't know why, it flows very well with the lines, of course, as you can see of the back. But I don't know, there's something that it's just not sitting well with me. It works all right, but it's just, I don't know, it's not positioned right. This half screw right over here, not a fan of. Maybe, you know, because there's a screw that goes right out over here. I don't know, maybe that was the only way to do it, but still, I'm not super fan of this pocket clip, but it's all right. Nice backspacer with chamfer all the way around, so it creates that little, you see, that little line, which is nice. I like it. No lanyard hold solution for this fella right over here, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. So the handle is pretty good. There's also, you know, M390 steel, of course. There's no jimping really on the back of the handle. This, it's not gonna feel it. It's just actually working for the flipper tab right over here. Right positioning, so just pretty snappy. Not so much right up here, pretty slippery. There's no chamfering, no crowning right over here, but a little bit of swedging going on at this point and creates like this nice shape right at the tip of the blade. You get, this is, I believe this is a flat grind, maybe like, yeah, it's flat, yeah. You have bidirectional grind lines from the belt going vertically right over here, and a nice satin horizontal finish on the flats. Pretty interesting sharpening choil going on over here. It thickens a little bit at the end, as you can see. There is a nice chamfering right over here, and it's pretty flush. There is just a little bit, I don't know if you can see, of lock bar protruding, which you can feel it, but it's not, it's nothing crazy. Not really a finger choil, by the way, but still, it's done pretty well. I like this little touch right over here at the tip. Of course, the blade is center, and the action is, it's all right. You gotta wiggle a little bit, because the lock bar tension is just preventing the drop shuttiness to take effect, but still, it's not too bad. So deploys nicely. What I really not a fan of this thing, and it's weird because it's the sound. Guys, like, I don't like it. And also when it closes, I don't know why the KickStop, it makes like, I don't know if you can hear, some sounds that I'm really not a fan of. So not, you know, the end of the world, but still, it's kind of dry and clunky. Really, we didn't click, but still, I know there's gonna be for sure somebody in love with this sound, because I mean, the action is pretty good. The look is very nice. It's super sleek. Look at this line. So from the look department, we are done. It's elegant, it's classy. From the sound department, not so much. Ergonomically speaking, this is pretty solid in the hand. There's no hot spots going on. It's well chamfered, feels absolutely solid. Nice backspacer. It just holds well. You know, it feels good in the hand, even if a little bit of slipperiness because there's no texturing going on in these scales, but still, the ergonomics are fine. There's not much access to the lock bar, not much jimping going on right over here, but still, we are in the presence of a very neat one, classy, and I think it's gonna become a classic. So there you have it. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned.